The 2010 World Cup saw at least 3.2 billion people watch at least 1 minute of the Mundial. If we must talk about the Super Eagles and the 2018 World Cup, we need to examine the templates required for such a successful outing. We need to take a look at the Super Eagles as a product and determine whether it requires the kind of support we have to give it as an institution or organizations. We will go marketing a bad product if we don't analyze the Super Eagles. Therefore, what do these Super Eagles represent as a product? The present-day Super Eagles certainly score high as a good product, considering the qualification victories and sterling performance along the way in the tough group of Cameroon, Algeria, and Zambia. This group was not a walkover, yet it turned out that with the support of Rivers State government and Governor Nyesom Wike, this group turned out to be more like tomato ketchup at the end of the day, even with the 3 points that were deducted at the end of the calculations. Therefore, many positives can be attributed to this glory. First, the new executive committee of NFF shook off the threat of court cases and all other distractions to set up a technical committee membership that was strong, which in turn now had the wisdom to find an experienced, pragmatic, unsung, uncelebrated coach in the person of Janet Raw. I presume Raw's simplicity, candor, and maturity, as well as knowledge of the game on the African continent, helped him a good deal. He built a team around basically average players, with a few exceptions like Victor Moses and Mikel Obi. The fluid pattern of the play employed by and tempo of the Super Eagles play seemed to work well for us, as we've always known that the Eagles had an attacking formula. Before him, Stephen Keshi had just raised the bar by winning the 2013 AFCON tournament, which expressed and exposed some of our younger players. Despite these great moments, I think the team's spine is still slightly weak and can be strengthened. We still don't have well-built defensive midfielders in the mold of Argentines Alberto Tarantini or Buruchaga. We still don't have the kinds of Francis Alain Bogossian, or Ireland's Roy Keane or Paul Scholes, or Brazil's Dunga. One new thing that we can do is to encourage the Onyibo wall, which we have in the Super Eagles. Everybody knows the Onyibo wall, Trust Ekong and Leon Balogun. We need to encourage them to be able to be more at home. Now, these are the cases where inside the bus they're going for training and they're singing local songs. And the guys don't understand the local songs. We have to build more songs that they can participate in. Otherwise, they'll be left at sea when we're building team spirit and whatever. Nigeria as a country has supported the football teams, and we all know and agree that it's easily the most unifying factor of our social life. When the Eagles are playing, all of us tend to forget our differences or tribes as individuals. In 1980, the Eagles of Odegbami, Ekeji, Mudad Lawal were well organized, well rewarded, and well guarded by the federal government. And indeed, the president at that time, President Shagari, was at the stadium to encourage the team. I would like to tell you that 3-4 years ago, President Buhari was at the stadium to watch one friendly. I've not seen him at the stadium since then. We will encourage the president to go ahead and motivate players by coming to the stadium. It helps. It does help. He needs to attend more live matches despite his busy schedules. He probably will speak with the Eagles before they depart for Russia. If they play well, I can see that phone calls will be arranged for him to speak with them even while in Russia. Funding, which has always been a critical factor in these outings, have been partially handled by the current NNF board in securing the ITO sponsorship, as well as other fundraising from corporate bodies and the statutory FIFA grants. Once upon a time, we used to make money from qualification from World Cup. Nobody told us there was money, so we don't even know about the money. The money's disappeared. And even when we won anything, second round, third round, we didn't get any money because, I'll give you a simple example. One of those tournaments, we got about 200,000 Swiss francs for under 17. and those stories were hidden and kept quiet. So somebody needs to do something to encourage the NFF to raise more funds and not depend on government funds. Although, as I know that the ministry is represented here, they have made their own efforts, but the fact is that times are tough. Times are pretty tough. And so we commend the NFF for being able to locate some companies that have provided these monies along with the FIFA monies for preparation. Worthy of mention is the fact that the present minister has also resolved to be a little more considerate with the NFF. They have removed the penchant of sports ministers that quarrel, dominate, and interfere in football matters every day. That is a major challenge, because when you're going to a tournament and the glory wants to be taken by the minister after the success, but when it fails, it is the NFF and the coach. It happens all the time. I'm a living witness. I can tell you that formerly the relationship was that of suspicion, fight for supremacy, and desire to claim glory for successes and blame the FA for failures. We know that has improved and it is better now. The government needs to further engender the positive relationship by reducing the size of federal government delegation and supporters club to resolve their differences and provide that rare support base in Russia. Russia is far away. The number of Nigerians in Russia need to be gotten to the stadia at every opportunity. I can assure you that if we do this, Nigerian supporters and the support for the team, and there's nothing like hearing Nigerian drums when you're playing a soccer match in a faraway land. I had the rare privilege of superintending over the nation's broadcast commission, and we resolved the broadcast rights of so many of those matches. Today, everything we're saying now will not be supported if the government cannot provide, as the River State has made efforts to provide screens during the World Cup matches. Government needs to support that. We need screens all over the place. We need to be able to provide the support because it has to be a national agenda. As we speak, we're not sure if it's a national agenda because not too many stations will have all the matches. I understand there's provision for 32 matches, but I know that on all other channels, we'll get the possibilities of resolving and getting many of Nigeria's matches on air. Well, I can say that even the National Assembly has a role to play in considering the bill that is in front of the National Assembly today so that funding becomes statutory, old players are taken care of, and the whole idea of football and preparation for football, right from under 13, under 15, under 17 level, are properly structured. Right now, there's no proper structure for building the team from under 17, under 20 to Super Eagles. As we speak now, only a few academies that are not well run, that are broken down, that have no money and no sponsorship. Who takes responsibility of building the team for the future? Some of the monies that were made in 2014 World Cup, Dr. Ekeji told me that some of it was used to build an NFF secretariat. When is the NFF going to move into that secretariat? The moment we do that, we'll have better communication, better organization. I believe that they're making effort. They will at some point. The media must also now get patriotic. There are sports editors who promote players for their inclusion in the national teams for personal gains, family ties, or tribal platforms.